Headaches affect millions of people every day and are one of the most common yet misunderstood ailments. Surprisingly, when your head hurts, the pain doesn't actually come from your brain itself. Why? Because your brain doesn't feel pain. That's right. The organ responsible for processing pain is itself pain-free. So, where does that throbbing, pulsing, or aching sensation actually come from? The brain, weighing around 1.4 kilograms, is an incredibly complex organ, yet it lacks pain receptors. That means brain tissue itself cannot feel pain, even if it's poked or prodded. However, the structures surrounding the brain, especially the three protective layers called the meninges, are rich in pain-sensitive nerves. Headaches most often originate from irritation, inflammation, or pressure in these areas, or from the blood vessels and nerves nearby. So while the brain may be silent, the tissues around it can scream quite loudly. Hangover headaches are among the most infamous, the punishment after a night of drinking. But oddly enough, scientists still don't completely agree on what causes them. One theory suggests that the real culprit isn't ethanol, the primary alcohol in drinks, but methanol, a toxic alcohol found in trace amounts, especially in cheaper liquors and red wine. Methanol breaks down more slowly in the body and can trigger stronger headaches. That's why clear spirits like vodka are often reported to cause milder hangovers compared to bourbon or wine. Another theory claims alcohol causes blood vessels in the brain's outer layers to dilate, increasing pressure on the meninges. While the evidence is mixed, one thing is clear: alcohol dehydrates the body, and dehydration is a major headache trigger. So, to minimize the damage, drink water before and after alcohol, and if needed, take a painkiller like ibuprofen, but never mix it with more alcohol. Many people think headaches are directly caused by stress, poor sleep, or caffeine withdrawal. While those can be contributing factors, they're not always the root cause. Neurologist Gisela Terwind explains that symptoms are often mistaken for causes. For instance, many migraine sufferers crave chocolate before an attack. They may assume chocolate causes the headache, when in fact it was just an early warning sign of a migraine already starting. Headaches aren't a single disease, they're symptoms that can arise from various conditions, each with different mechanisms and treatments. Tension-type headache, the most common type, often linked to stress or poor posture. Ironically, overusing painkillers for tension headaches can actually cause more headaches. Sometimes, the only solution is to stop taking the medications. Migraine, a neurological disorder characterized by intense pulsating pain, often on one side of the head and sometimes accompanied by nausea, light sensitivity, or visual disturbances. It involves inflammation in the meninges triggered by brainstem activity. Cluster headache, one of the most severe types with sharp, burning pain around the eye. So intense it's been nicknamed the suicide headache. Attacks come in groups several times a day and can last weeks. Before modern medicine, people tried bizarre methods to relieve headaches: bloodletting. In ancient Greece and Rome, doctors used quills or tools to drain blood, even from the nose, to ease pressure. Dead mole therapy. In the 10th century, Arabic physician Ali ibn Isa recommended tying a dead mole to the head to cure pain. Garlic application. He also suggested cutting the skin over the temples and inserting garlic cloves. Ouch! Electric eels. In the 1700s, people believed touching an electric eel could relieve pain, like a shocking version of acupuncture. 1500 BC, ancient Egyptians used willow bark for pain relief, an early source of salicylic acid. 1853, French chemist Charles Gerhardt synthesized the compound that would become aspirin. 1899, Bayer introduced aspirin to the public. 1970s, paracetamol, acetaminophen, became widely used. 1990s, triptans, a new class of drugs, were developed specifically for migraines. Thanks to science, we've come a long way from moles and eels. Some people get headaches only on weekends. Why? It's usually due to changes in routine, sleeping in, skipping coffee, or altered eating patterns. The solution might be as simple as keeping your weekday habits even on days off. Set that alarm, drink your usual cup of coffee, and stick to your schedule. Headaches are more than just physical sensations. They're signals shaped by biology, behavior, and environment. Understanding where they come from and what really triggers them is key to treating them effectively. One thing's for sure, no two headaches are exactly the same. Craving more science in your life? Tap a video, hit subscribe, and stay curious, where science meets the news every day, right here on BioSci News.